Okay, all right. The live streaming is on. So we want to, all right, so let's go back to the page with the microscopes because we want to look at the microscopes today. So you should be on microscope lesson. Okay. All righty. So everybody knows what a microscope is, but we're going to take a look at a couple of different types of microscopes. And the reason why oh, actually, you should tell me, why do we need microscopes? Why did they invent the microscope? Somebody put in the chat, why did they invent the microscope? What is the purpose? All right, to see things that we normally can't see, in particular, things that the regular eye cannot see. That's good addition to that. To get closer look. All right. To add to that, anybody want to say something else before I say something? All right. Okay, one more student coming in. All right. So mostly it's because the kinds we need to see tiny organisms. Thank you, Kendall. Thank you, Kendall. That's what I was going to say. That the cells, we're looking at cells, and cells are teeny tiny. We can't see them with the naked eye. So they invented microscopes to see this. To start it off by to see cells, but now we have microscopes that can see atoms, and atoms are even tinier than cells. So there are different types of microscopes with different strengths. Um, Most of them very expensive, and you'll probably never use them in your lifetime because schools won't put them in their schools. But you need to know what they are. So we're going to watch this clip on microscopes. And then pay attention to that because the activity afterwards directly goes with the microscope video.
Microscopes. Dissection or stereo microscope magnifies 10 to 40 times larger than the original size. Used to study the surface of objects or perform delicate tasks like surgery or dissections. Living or non-living specimens can be used. This is what a stereo or dissection microscope would look like. Compound light microscope magnifies up to 2,000 times larger than the original size. This is an example of what one would look like. A compound microscope is the one most often used by students. SEM or scanning electron microscope magnifies 10 to 500 times larger than the original size. Electrons to scan across the surface of the object to generate a three-dimensional image. TEM or transmission electron microscope magnifies 2 million times larger than the original size. Uses a fixed beam of electrons to generate images that are two-dimensional. Scanning probe microscope magnifies 10 million times to be able to see at the atomic level. A very small needle runs across the surface of a specimen and records or maps the shape to generate an image. This is an image of what a scanning probe microscope would look like.
Not a very good image. That was very blurry. All right, so those are the different types of microscopes. And like they said, the one that you are most familiar with is the compound microscope. Um, so what I want you to do, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. I want you to do this microscope challenge. We're not really able to do this. We're not going to do the interactive because it's not very interactive. But take a few minutes to do the microscope challenge, and I'll do attendance, and then I'll come right back. Also going to use this time to let Mr. Phillips know that that worksheet is blocked. But I'm going to upload it to discussions, and you'll look at it from there. That takes care of that. Uh, okay, so while I'm uploading the worksheet, so hopefully you were successful with the microscope activity. While I'm uploading the worksheet for you, um, go back and look at your notes on organelles because the study guide, we're at the end of this unit, so it's covering both cell organelles and transport and and the microscope. So all of that we're going to test next week. So you need to make sure that you can pull up all of those notes. So let me just save this attendance. And let me see who's missing. That's one. Okay. All right, let's see. So I'll let Mr. Phillips know about that worksheet, but I don't. So I'm going to put it in discussions. All right, check your discussion, may refresh your page and check your discussion section. I'm trying to make sure it opens. Mm, mm. All right, it should be under discussions. So I'm looking at the student view right now. So it should be under your discussions. When you click on it, it should open the worksheet that we couldn't open before, hopefully. Okay, hopefully yours opens faster than mine. There we go. Nope, that's not the right one. Okay, I need come out of that. That's not the one. Okay. All right, did I knock you out? I came out of that and it knocked me out, took me out of Canvas. I got to go back in. That's not the right one, so I'm going to have to delete that. That's the one you did before. All right. This worksheet is being troublesome. All right, so we want to delete that discussion. So I'm going to do that first. All right, that's been deleted. Let me try to make sure I have the right one this time. As the problem is everything is labeled cells and cell transport. Too many things labeled cells and cell transport. All right, I am going to try this one more time. Okay. Try it one more time. So again, refresh your page, look at your discussion area. Hopefully this is the right one. It must be the way that they embedded this worksheet in the module that it's not releasing. So I don't know why you have access to everything else in the module except this. But anyway, and then it wants to take all day to open. All right, is it working for you this time? Mine is still spinning, but this is the right worksheet. Okay. There we go. All right, so what I want you to do is to make sure, now a lot of this, you've, like this part with the self functions, if you took notes like you were supposed to, you've already done this section. What you need to be most concerned with are these things at the top. So this part is pretty easy. All living things are made up of one or more cells. So I'm going through this with you. So hopefully you downloaded it in a way that you can write on it, or make a way that you have Google Notes that you can write the answers on the side. So all living things are made up of one or more cells. Okay, what's another name for a single-celled organism? Can do many of the same functions as multicellular. What's another word for single-celled? Kind of the opposite of multicellular, so it would be what? Another word that would describe a one-celled organism. You can type it in the chat, somebody. Thank you, Kendall. A unicellular organism is the same thing as saying a single-celled organism, which is the opposite of a multicellular organism. All right, so I'm going to let you take your time and fill in the rest of these. Describe two basic cell types. These are the two basic cell types, so you need to define them. You need to know the difference between prokaryote and eukaryote. Then you need to list three structures that help a single-celled organism to move. Okay. And those are like appendages, things that are on the outside of the cell that allow it to uh, move around. In a single-cell organisms are frequently in a fluid environment. What helps them? Three things, there's structures that can help them to move. All right. Organelles that carry out life processes such as respiration, photosynthesis, digestion, reproduction, those are your life processes. So come up with three organelles that help you with those. And next to the organelle that you name, say what the life process is, because there's more than three life processes. So whatever organelle you pick, say what life process you want that to represent. What is the difference between a contractile vacuole and a food vacuole? That has to do with function. What substances does the cell membrane control? We would just go back to your notes, excuse me, on transport. Know the difference between a mitochondria and a chloroplast. One's in a plant cell and one's in an animal cell. What is their function? All species are able to, and what is the process that allows things to pass on genes from one generation to the next. All right, so I'm going to give you a chance to complete this worksheet. Again, some of it we've done, or like most of this down here, we did yesterday with the transport worksheet. I'm not collecting this. This is for you. So this is a study guide to the test that you're going to have next week. So again, a lot of this page back here we just did. And the one at the top we did earlier last week. So that's kind of, you need to review that more than you need the other because we just did this one. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Everybody was able to download this. Okay, so in spite of the time that you were given yesterday, several of you still have not uploaded the worksheet. That's 20 points for cell transport. So make sure that, because that one is going to be late now. And that information again is repeated on this study guide. So you'll kill two birds with one stone by making sure that that worksheet is uploaded. Mhm. Gotcha. LaCoria, could you resubmit your worksheet? I see that a submission, but it's not a link I can open. So it's not for your cell transport review. It's not a link I can open. So could you try to resubmit it again for me, please? Or let me know if I have to send it for resubmission. Yes, LaCoria, I'm talking to you. Your worksheet that you submitted yesterday for cell transport, it's showing as a PDF, but it's not a link that I can open. Could you try to send it again? Let me know when you send it and I'll try to check on it. Okay. You might have to do it in 2 sections. Let me see something. Before you do that, before you do that, let me see if it's because I need to clear. Okay, wait a second. No preview available. Okay, yeah, it's not working. Because I got your second link. Oh, give me 1 second. No, it's not working. Let me see if I submit this. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to send it to me in the email like you said, because yes, Cami would be easier. Absolutely. But send it, you might need to send that as a screenshot as well. But try it as a count. Some of the Camis I can open and some of them I cannot. So yes, try Cami first. These worksheets are becoming troublesome. All right, and again, there are several of you who still have not uploaded that same worksheet, so please make sure that you get that done. Okay. I can't do it like that because it is asking me to set up a Cami. What you have to do with Cami, you're going to have to save your Cami document and download it and then upload that. Because what this is going to do is it's going to ask me to open up a Cami account, and I don't have access to your school to do that. So what you and this is for everybody. If you been in Cami, you can save it, download it as a doc, and then upload it, and then I can open it. I cannot open it straight from a Cami application. That's a permission from the school, and I don't have that permission. Because I've had several people send me a document that they did in Cami, but they had to download it and then upload it. Or take a screenshot of your cameras. Go back to the idea of screenshot, and then you can still upload it here as a screenshot. You don't have to send it to my email. No problem. Thank you. All right, so again, several of you have not sent this worksheet. I had one person who missed a spot and redid it and got that back. But the rest of you need to send it the first time. Yay, it worked. I got it. All right, so however you did that, when you use Cami, that's how you need to do it. That's exactly what you need to do. I got that. Thank you very much for your efforts. All right, so hopefully you've completed the worksheet. If you haven't completed it, make sure you try to. Time is up. If you have